Jelly Spoons. This is Tim Dowd for Living with MS in Tenerife. We are here in my office because last time the sun was in my face, and today we're doing something totally different. Well, my friends, my name's Tim Dowd for Living with MS in Tenerife. Roll intro. Cool dude, here we are in the office, and I decided to do something slightly different today. So it's not a midweek meetup. I'm at home. Chris is in her chair, and there's nobody outside. It is sunny outside, but the sun's blinding me, and it'll go dark very quick. So I've got a nice light here. I've got some lights in here as well, which we can turn on. And what we're going to do today is something slightly different. So I got this little book here, Kadar's Little Book of Fate, and it's quite a well-made piece, and it gives you all the information you need on how to read your fortune. And it comes with 4 cards. Actually comes with 5, but these are the 4 cards. And if you notice, it looks like this is the guy that you remember from the film Big, Zoltar. Anyway, the Kadri, which is just the plural of the Kadar, is going to read our minds tonight. It's not a magic trick, and it's not magic at all. Well, it is magic in your head, really. But what it does, it's a little game that you can play, and everybody can play at home. You don't even need a piece of paper and a pen, but you probably do need a piece of paper or your phone or something to jot down something later on. But it's not necessary. You can just do it in your head, or you don't have to do it at all. You just listen. If you want to come on and explain what you did later, then I'm going to open the room up later as well, so you can come in. That's why I've got my earphones here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I'm hoping I'm okay. Sound okay? Good. So first of all, I'm going to find out who's on. So we've got the single comment now. So it is, where are we here? Let's start the beginning. It's Craig. First, I liked him, ready and waiting. Cool dude. Craig, are we picking you up tomorrow? Send me an email if you're still up for going to Siam Mall tomorrow afternoon. Tricia Slater, Derek Walker's on, Anne Marie's on, Tricia again. Mike Hudak, cool dude, from, where is it? Motown. Emma's on. Dave Mulready, Louise Parks. Davey Butler. And Helen Copeland, Mike Saunders. Good evening to you too, Marialty. Jack Bell. Ruth is on. Neil Lewis, hi Tim. I have a metaphorical roll of the dice for me, please. I do have dice, but that's a different one. So this is my fortune telling cards. I can do that. These are my fortune telling cards. It's called Spiritus Claritas. It's when the spirits want to talk to you. But that's good. Marie and Tricia. Okay, everybody seems to be on. We're going to start with a look at these 4 cards. And they're made of wood, so they're quite thick. So the first card, if you can imagine going into a fairground. Well, let me read you what it says in the book before I do that. There we go. Let me read you what it says in the book. It's called Kadar's Little Book of Fate. And he's done it like an old comic, like in the old comics we used to get when we was kids. And it says, oh, let me do this. Inside this tiny book, a great sage and mystic will reveal the timeless wisdom of our ages. Kadar will tell you all about yourself, who you are, and who you should be. Kadar knows you better than you know yourself. Kadar will tell you that of which concerns you and governs your life at this time. Kadar knows why it's happening to you and why. What is happening to you? Finally, listen to Kadar's words of wisdom as he sets out a path for a prosperous and happy life. Kadar knows where you're going. Kadar knows. At least somebody knows where I'm going. The mysteries of Kadar. Okay, then it introduces the four Kadri. It says that in the old abandoned carnival there stands for... I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's turn the music on, shall we? Let's turn the music on. Sound effects, music. It is said that in an old abandoned carnival there stands four rather strange cabinets. Each one looks normal enough. At first, a simple fortune-telling machine, the kind of thing you may well bump into in any rather old-fashioned amusement arcade. But there is something rather special, some would say quite mystical, about the glass and metal cabinets known as the four Kadri. You see, it's said that the fortune-telling automatons in these four cabinets actually come to life. What's more, it's said that what they say is mystically profound and inevitably comes true. Okay, so Craig's going to watch Shelley. That's okay. Now, TJ Grab Entertainments brings you... Okay, I've got to do this in a different voice. Now, TJ Grab Entertainments brings you four of these astonishing oracles in one simple-to-play game. You get your silver coin ready as we flick the switch on the four Kadar machines. But be prepared, Kadar knows. So what we're going to do is have a little bit of fun. And I'll go back to the comments in a minute. But it starts off. We remember the past, we experience the present, and we make the future. Kadar's aim is to help us understand ourselves and to understand our past, present, and future, to understand the forces at work in our lives. With this information, you can change our destiny. So, what are we waiting for outside the tent? Let's go in and hear what Kadar has to say. So, then it goes on to say how to consult Kadar, which we'll show you in a minute. But as you can see, we've got four of these Kadri. They've got the Professor, the Siren, the Mr. Mercury, and the Gypsy Queen. There you go. I'm going to turn the music off for a second. Was the music too loud? I don't know. Let's go for this thing here. Remember to the thumbs up. Gary Taylor, hi Tim. Worth hiring a car when visiting Cayo Salvaje? Are there lots of parking spaces? There are no parking spaces. Is it worth hiring a car when visiting Cayo Salvaje? Does that mean you're visiting here and then you're going to hire a car whilst you're here? Then it depends who you hire it off. If you hire it from Paul's Autos, then I think he parks his cars somewhere here. But there's not a lot of parking, to tell you the truth. If you mean overnight parking, you probably have to put it somewhere way away from your hotel. Which hotel are you staying in? Some of the hotels have their own parking, so that depends. But street parking is at a premium, not very good. And you probably wouldn't need a car unless you were going out every day. You could do taxis and buses. So that's an idea anyway. Hit the thumbs up. We did that one. Army Man Travels. Good evening. Me, Tim, no thanks. Going to watch Shelley. It's better at Sunset Bay if you cannot make it. Think you said you're going about 3 p.m. and you're taking other people. So if Shelley is on, I won't come. Okie dokie dokie. Hope you've booked a seat. Wait till Cole's over. That's a good idea. He's coming on Monday. Last free bus at 4 p.m. back. Never seen these cards before. Cool dude. Me neither. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the book, and it tells you how to consult them, and you can do it with me. So if you're interested, we'll go and have a quick look at this. So let's get the Kadri back on. Do you want the music back on? Let's put the music back on. Why not? Lowly in the background. There we go. How to consult Kadar. Consulting Kadar is easy and fun. I'm going to do this. It makes me look, make me look like I'm looking at the cards. Consulting Kadar is easy, fun, and very illuminating. Here's a simple step-by-step guide. After you get the idea, try it out. Then we'll look at the stages in a little more detail afterwards. So, number 1, place the 4 cards face up and instinctively choose one. Just going to check to see that the music's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do. So these are the 4 cards: the Professor, the Siren, the Gypsy Queen, and the Mr. Mercury. In fact, let's go and have a look at the 4 cards. We've got the Professor, and we've got the Siren, and we have the Mr. Mercury, and we have the Gypsy Queen. So place the 4 cards face up and instinctively choose one. Later it'll tell you to use a pendulum or something like that, which I've got somewhere, but we're not going to use that today. Look at the picture and try to remember as much detail as you can. So we'll go back and do those in a minute. Close your eyes and imagine you're standing in front of the actual machine. There are 3 coin slots. Imagine putting a coin into one of the slots. And imagine Kadar coming to life. His 2 hands move mysteriously over the 5 gifts on the table before him: the heart, the ladder, the house, the flower, and the money bank. He may take his time, but Kadar picks up one of the gifts with either his light or dark hand. Thanking Kadar, you leave the carnival and come back home. So that's basically what we've got to do. I'm going to show you each one in turn again, and you can have a look at all the detail of the cards. So this is the Professor. Like a professor, he's got a lot of scientific stuff there, and it looks pretty well rounded and sort of professorial. The Siren is more of a floating young lady under the sea, it looks like, because she's got fish all around her. Mr. Mercury, he's the Tower of Destruction. He's got birds and light bulbs, and he looks pretty creative to me. And the Gypsy Queen, down to earth, wine, beer, and eating, stuff like that. Teddy bears. Cool dude. So you may be drawn to one or the other of them. So what has Kadar told you when you've done that? This is just we're just going to start off, then we'll dive deeper. So the gift that Kadar chooses indicates the area of your life that you want to focus on. So if the Kadar chose the heart, it equals love and passion. If it chooses the ladder, it equals ambition. The house equals home and family. The flower equals health and happiness. And the money bank equals financial security. The hand Kadar uses tells you if the situation is positive or negative. If he uses his light hand, you are drawing the positive energy. And if he uses his dark hand, the positive energy is blocked. See, notice there's no negative energy. It's just blocking the positive energy. I wonder what that is. Oh, that's the door. I thought there was something on my head. Cool dude. Where you put the coin tells you if the matter is rooted in the past, the present, or the future. And the Kadar you have chosen tells you a little of who you are or what qualities you need to bring to bear in your current situation. So, if we go to the Professor now, the Professor tells you to keep a clear head. The Siren tells you to trust your intuition and dreams. Mr. Mercury tells you to go out and do something creative. And the Gypsy Queen tells you to do something practical. So the trick to understanding what Kadar's telling you is to fit what he says into what's happening in your life or to what questions you may have. Kadar always knows, but he's not always obvious at first. Hey, he's a man of mystery. Knowing just this will let you have a whole lot of fun with the 4 Kadar cards, so why wait? Go and try it out now. When you are ready, come back and delve a little deeper. Cool dude. So let's see what you guys are saying. Mostly saying load of bumf. Is it? I don't know. No thanks, we did that one. Living the dreams on. Everybody's saying hi, hi, hi. Hi, 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 Louisa Barks. Staying at Webby's apartment. Do you know if there are any parking near there, please? There's more parking here. There's parking outside and there's across the road. So if you're up from the centre of town, you can usually get a car park there. But if you're in Webby's apartment, he's got an underground parking spot, I think. I don't know whether he's given that away or rented it out or whatever. But ask him about that because there is underground parking for Webby's complex. Sanasty.com and Andrew the Night Strider Cars. Oh, that's he does a car hire. Dane Doofus is on. Snow hasn't shifted here yet in Aberdeen. Stripped down to the old lawn mower this afternoon. Cool dude. Sarah Childs. Oh, these are cards. I remember this, Anne. I got a dodgy one. There's no dodgy cards. Not my thing, Sarah, but yes. Remember at this ice cream shop with Anne and David? Oh, yeah, I remember now. Tim, you are turning into Mystic Meg. Only kidding. Basically, I'm not telling a fortune here. What I'm actually doing is I'm just showing you this thing that I've got. And it actually focuses your mind if you want to think about things that are happening in your life at the moment. So it works out quite well. It's just a game. It's not sort of like the devil's work or something like that. It's just a game. So we're going to delve a little bit deeper now, if that's okay with you. It's only 6:15. Let's have a little drink. Sun's going down. I'm actually streaming in 4K. Because we're inside, I'm closer to the Wi-Fi. And we're streaming at 4K. So if you're on a big TV, we should be really clear tonight. Really clear. So it says, spread the 4 Kadar cards face up in front of you. Tie your ring or some personal object to a piece of thread and hold it so it hangs straight down. This is your pendulum. Now, if you want to do this at home, just get 4 playing cards. Maybe just get the aces out. And you can get the Professor, you say is clubs, and the Siren is spades. And then you've got Mr. Mercury, which is diamonds, and you got the Gypsy Queen, which is a heart. So if you want to put those down and then get a little thing, you can do it yourself. You don't need these cards. You just need the theory. So just pick one. And so if it's clubs, it's Professor. If it's spades, it's Siren. If it's diamonds, it's Mr. Mercury. And if it's hearts, it's the Gypsy Queen. Right. Cool dude. Now allow your mind to wander. You can think the things that are concerning you, good or bad, and you can just enter into a daydream, which I do mostly. After a short while, the pendulum will start to move back and forth. It may move strongly or hardly at all. It doesn't matter. This is Kadar making contact. When the pendulum is swinging, slowly move it over each of the 4 cards, and the pendulum will start to move in a circle over the chosen Kadar. This may happen right away. It may take a little time. Don't rush. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's the 5th card, Mysterion. The next 2 stages take place in your imagination. Imagine you have a coin and you're standing in front of the Kadar machine ready to ask for the sage's advice. But there are 3 slots. Which one to choose? Put it in the wrong slot or you'll lose your money. Only one of the slots is right for you this time, and only one of these slots actually works. I've looked at them. None of them work actually, but that's another story. But do not worry, Kadar's here to guide your hand. He will let you know which is the right slot. He will come to you as a hunch or an idea. I cannot say exactly how, as everyone is different. But you'll know. And soon you'll put the coin in the slot, watch the lights light up, the music starts, and the mechanics clunk and whirr, and watch the Kadar come to life. Yes. So, let's get some more music. Okie dokie. Let's see what you guys are saying. So, riggers on, what's happening? Tim's turning into a septic peg. Can I get 2160? Trisha, Rigger. Tim, you turn into Mystic Meg. We did that one. Actually, I'm just showing you what I got and what this book says. I've used it a couple of times, and it's actually helped me focus my thoughts on certain things I wanted to do. It's because you know that I live in... looks like I'm losing the plot. All that sun going into him. Oh, Zoltan. It's a Zoltar, I think, was the original. Zoltan was maybe something else. World's gone nuts, says Jason Oliver. The world has gone nuts. There you go. Can't see how this works. You need to be in on, and you are Kadar. Basically, we haven't got to the bit where we do the interpretation yet. You're just picking it out at the moment. So this is basically you choose a Kadar which appeals to you. It can be any one of them. And then one of the 5 gifts the Kadar will give you with the light hand or the dark hand. If he gives you with the light hand, then it's going to be positive energy, and it means carry on doing what you're doing. And with the dark hand, it says positive energy is blocked, and then it might give you an idea of, well, I'm going to get ahead of myself now. But the Kadar looks you straight in the eye, and you see, let's go back to here. There you go. I'm looking this side now. Kadar looks you straight in the eye. You see her hands slowly lift and move. Both of the hands hover over all 4 gifts. I thought there was 5 gifts. Heart, ladder, home, flower, money. Yeah. Over all 5 gifts are on the table in front. Backwards and forwards, Kadar feeling the energy from each gift, seeing which is the right one for you at this moment. At first, Kadar seems hesitant, unsure of what gift to choose. Well, there you go. You will sense the moment when Kadar's about to make the final decision. You may even get a sense of what it's about to be chosen. Kadar picks up your prize. Okay, next step is interpretation. Now we need to figure out what all this means, so let's recap what you just did. First, you chose a Kadar. Each Kadar represents different qualities which reside inside us, different ways that we can think, feel, and act. We use these different qualities to meet the challenges of life and different energies that flow through you. We can be cold, analytical, logical, and concerned with putting things right, like the professor. We can be dreamy, imaginative, and trust our instincts to guide us, like the siren. We can be energetic, forceful, and creative, like the spotlight-grabbing Mr. Mercury. Or we can be down-to-earth, practical, and materialistic, like the Gypsy Queen. Cool dude. The energy can be positive or negative. If Kadar appears light and helpful, he uses his light hand to pick up the gift, and the energy is positive. You can use the power chosen with the Kadar in your life. If Kadar appears dark and uses his dark hand to choose the gift, then the positive energy is blocked, and Kadar is offering you a solution to help you remove the block. Cool dude. Let's see what you guys are saying. It's just something I'm trying out, so if it's not for you, see ya. Wouldn't want to be you. Septic peg. Feeling the spirits all around it. Riggers, worry for the sanity. Sounds like he's losing the plot. We did that one. All that sun. Zoltan, we did that one. Will gone mad. Can't see how this works. You need to be... Oh, no, we did that one. Sounds interesting, says Marie. Yeah. I blame the chai tea person that was on the beach this morning. Tim's obviously caught something. He hopes it's not another pandemic. My wife won't cope with me levitating above the sofa. Cool dude. And Jason Oliver says, hi, Ruth. There you go. So let's go back to the 4 Kadri. I lost my spot. Lost my spot. Okay, I did that one. Going deeper, we did that one. More detail. Next 2 stages, we did that one. First choose your Kadar, we did that one. Okay, so back to the energy now. So if the energy feels negative, Kadar's revealing his negative side. So the professor becomes cold-hearted, judgmental and cruel. The siren becomes over-emotional and lost in her dreams. Mr. Mercury becomes hot-headed, unable to finish anything, and somewhat difficult to be with. And the Gypsy Queen becomes dull, predictable, and overindulgent. Here, Kadar's telling you that you are not in balance and that you need to restore the balance by taking the opposite qualities of the negative Kadar. For example, if you're too cold and calculating, the professor. You need to listen to your dreams and intuition, the siren. However, if you're lost in your dreams and find yourself over-emotional, then you need more structure in your life, like the professor's positive side. Or you may be too dull and need more fire in your life, like the Mr. Mercury. Or you're burning up and you need to be more down to earth. You see how it's going? See the way it's working? So the professor and the siren are first pair of balancing opposites, and Mr. Mercury and the Gypsy Queen are the second pair of balancing opposites. Sure, you'll recognize yourself in one of the Kadars, and there is a pretty good chance that this is the one that you chose. However, it's not really the point. Kadar is either showing you the quality you need to bring to bear at the moment, or he's showing you the negative aspects of how you're thinking, feeling, and acting. These could be qualities that you pride yourself on, or it could indicate you need to work out of character. So next, you put a coin in the slots. I'm going to jump over that bit because past, present, and future. Here's Kadar trying to tell you the matter at hand is rooted in the past, present, and future. The arrow pointing back, upwards, or forwards. We can only act in the present, but our actions are influenced by what happened in the past. And our actions now influence the future. So you can't tell the future, but you can shape it. Right, let's see what you guys are saying. If it's boring, I'll do something else. I'll go and cook. A very relaxing story. Thank you. Listening and open-minded. That's good. Siobhan, everything, everyone. Hope you're all well for 3 of being snowed in. Oh dear, cabin fever. Only jesting, folks. Hope I don't offend anyone. No, there's no offence here. I blame the chai tea. We did that one. You can only take offence. You can never give offence. You know that? You can only take offence. Tonic zero with lime. Not even a gin. Gin. Professor becomes cold-hearted. We did that one. Next, the Kadar chooses a gift for you. Let's have a look at the gift, shall we? So what we got? We think we are unique, but from where Kadar sits, we all look quite similar. All of our concerns in life we live are symbolized by the 5 gifts of Kadar. What did the Kadar choose? So, let's have a look at the Kadars. Is it the heart? There you go. Thought it was the heart, which is about love, relationships, or any sort of contact with other people. The heart can also indicate a passion or a love for an object or an activity. So if your Kadar picked up the heart for your gift, then we'll delve into what it means in a few minutes. If they pick the flower up, that's the ladder. If they pick the flower up, is that the flower? There we go. It's health and happiness. Kadar knows that they're both the same. The house. Home, family, and the foundation we built for ourselves, or the ladar. Our ambitions, what we want to achieve, and our position in society. And finally, if you got the money, financial and material well-being. Did he use his light or dark hand? So when he was picking one of the gifts, did they use the light hand or the dark hand? Now you can understand all the parts. It seems to step back and put all the pieces together and relate it to what is actually happening in your life. Start by thinking about the gift. How does this relate to your life at the moment? Are you flowing in the right direction? Are there obstacles or issues to deal with? Or are you simply heading the wrong way? Now think about the particular Kadar chosen. What are his or her qualities? How would you deal with the issue indicated by the gift using these qualities? Or if the qualities are negative, how is it holding you back? What are the opposite qualities you need to bring into your life? Now think to where you put the coin. Is the Kadar wanting you to focus on the past, the present, or the future? In truth, we can only live in the present moment. However, what's happening now can be influenced by the past and can influence the future also. That's very true, actually. That's very true. Affecting change is the next level. So Kadar knows that there is no point in having knowledge that you don't actually use. Knowing something does not mean that anything is going to change. So you have to get out and do something about it. This is the key to effective Kadaring, as he says. And it's something that the big K is adamant about. So there is one final piece of work to do, and you will need a pen and paper for this. You don't really need a pen and paper, but if you're doing it seriously, you probably do need to write this down somehow. Think of a simple and achievable thing that you can do to make Kadar's advice materialize. To make it change in there is to make a change in the here and now and in your actual life. So if Kadar's advised you to become more emotionally sensitive, think of one actual thing that you can do now. What about that surprise romantic dinner? If Kadar had advised you to plan things out and get things organized, why not get out there and buy a diary? The point is, the first task that you write down needs to be achievable now. Then consider what will be the result if you actually completing that task. Well, where will you be and what will you have achieved? That's a hard sentence to read. More importantly, what will having achieved this allow you to do, and what will you need to do to ensure that the first thing takes root? So basically what it's saying is once you've consulted the Kadar, he's picked a gift, you've identified what that represents in your life, then you can find out the things that you need to bring to bear to either make sure it comes true or to put you in a different direction. So there's no point in buying a diary just to leave it on your desk. How did the romantic meal leave you feeling, and how did it affect your special other? What can you do to build upon these feelings? Finally, you repeat the process one more time, 3 tasks to complete, and each one leading on from the other, each one taking you a little further down the road to your life's goal. There's one more reward, one more incentive, a carrot. You may not consult Kadar again until 3 tasks are complete. When the tasks are complete, you can consult the big K for your next steps towards personal fulfillment. So we're halfway through the book. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the next section just tells you what we did. So it gives you basically a short thing. And then the next section is Kadarpedia. And what Kadarpedia does, it will give you examples of what Kadaring can do for you. So in the meantime, let's see what you guys are saying. Obstacles, Tim. Fecking snow and ice. Where exactly are you, Siobhan? There you go. -1 in Dublin. We're totally snowed in. Oh dear. You could do this. You could do this. Had podcast at Tim. Fat fingers. Hi, Jason. Opposites attract. It's relaxing. Thank you. Very relaxing story. Thank you. Listening open minded, we did that. We lost loads of people. We only got 46 people watching, but don't worry, because this is being recorded also, and I'm going to cut all the chaff down and publish a version with just me talking, so that's pretty cool. So Cardipedia, what time is it now? It's 6:30, so we're halfway through, and let's do the music again. We remember our past, we experience in the present, and we shape our future. In the mystical realm the Kadar inhibits, there is no difference between the past, the present and the future. They are all different ways of experiencing the same thing. Because of this, Kadar only ever talks about the present moment. The past. If you're thinking about the past, it's only because of the effect of the past has had on your present moments. If it's something negative, Kadar's telling you to let it go, as it's no longer of any use and the past is behind you. Energy from the past can turn bad in your present. Change it into positive energy. If the energy is positive, Kadar's telling you that this is the way of being. So it was useful for you before, it's available to you now, and should be used in the present moment. We can learn from what went well in the past. The present. If you chose this slot, the matter in hand is affecting you now. If it's negative, Kadar's telling you that the way you are blocking off positive energy. Reject this way of being and turn it into its opposite. For example, if Kadar's telling you to be too emotional, distant, focus more on your feelings. If Kadar's telling you that you are being too emotionally sensitive, become more analytical and gain some emotional detachment. If the energy is positive, Kadar's focusing on you and its useful power. This is the aspect of your personality you need to step into now. The future. Our futures are potential realities forged by our present dreams, thoughts and behaviour. There you go. What we create in our minds now is becoming our future reality. If the energy is negative, Kadar's telling you that what you're thinking, feeling and doing now will take you away from your goals in the future. Kadar's telling you about those negative energies are, and he's telling you to reject those and take the opposite qualities and dream your future from these. Don't take bad things from the past into your future. If the energy is positive, Kadar is indicating those aspects of your personality that you should use to fashion your future. There you go. Let's just see what you guys are saying. So, Cole's on. Totally snowed in, Siobhan did that. Where exactly? Just in. Have you the right channel? I think I'll go back out. It's interesting, actually. I bought this thing from a guy, and you can use it or not, as the case may be. But it's just something I thought I'd throw in this evening because I'm not out and about. Absolutely freezing, says Anne. Emma Kelly, Shirley, oh my God, just said this to my friend over dinner tonight. Stay in the present. Exactly. Power manifestation with Paul McKenna. Oh, wow. Didn't know. I'll have a look at that. So, ladles and jelly spoons. So we're going to go into the 4 Kadars again. All of us have 4 different qualities to draw upon, and this does not mean that this is what you're like all the time. However, they are qualities that you do have or can call up. Professor, ching, there he is. The professor can be coldly analytical, thinking things through and making logical judgments. Or we may be the opposite, like the siren, can be dreamy, drifting through life, led by our emotions. At other times we feel inspired and full of energy and empowered like Mr. Mercury. And we can take on the qualities of the Gypsy Queen to be down to earth and practical. Each Kadar has a positive and a negative aspect. The positive, the professor can be a logical thinker with a fair sense of justice, but he can also be emotionally cold and ruthless. The siren can be emotionally connected and imaginative, but also has a tendency to be over-emotional and a dreamer who drifts through life. Mr. Mercury can be an exciting whirlwind of creative energy, entrepreneurial drive, as well as being the center of attention, but he can also lack the practical ability or logical planning to carry out his ideas into reality. He can also be hot-tempered and somewhat bombastic. Bombastic. Is everybody singing now, are they? The Gypsy Queen can be very grounded, practical, and have a love for sensory pleasure. On the other hand, she can be a bit of a plodder and have a tendency to overindulge. If Kadar's showing you the negative side, it indicates you're out of balance and you need to balance the negative qualities of the chosen Kadar with the positive qualities of their opposites. And if you remember, the siren is the sister and opposite of the professor. The Mercury is the brother and opposite of the Gypsy Queen. Should you choose the siren and the energy is negative, Kadar's telling you you are dreamily drifting through life and need a little of the structured thinking the professor can bring. So if the energy is negative, look at the opposite Kadar for instructions on how to restore balance. So look to see what you guys are saying. High energy. Carl says hi everyone. It's interesting, but I think I'll stick to tarot cards. There you go. Hi, Shirley. So we've only got 43 people watching, so this isn't going to be a fantastically successful evening, but don't worry about it. Well, I'm having fun, which is the main thing. And we don't know how many people are going to watch this afterwards and go, wow, I've been waiting for this all of my life. I'll say you haven't had all your life yet. So let's look at the 4 Kadri in more detail now. God, we're doing that again, he says. Oh dear. So let's have a look at the prof. The professor is a seeker of the truth and a champion of reality. There is nothing like better than cutting through all the nonsense and getting to the basic facts of the matter. So he's saying, I think, I theorize, and I verify using the cold light of logic. I take apart complex ideas and scrutinize the detail. Due to my ability to dissect the truth, you will often find me passing judgment. I have great integrity and make sound judgment, balancing and metering out my punishment. People trust my wise and objective counsel. I will fight fiercely for the truth and what is morally right. I am utterly ruthless in cutting away the obsolete. I have a sharp wit and a sharper tongue to match, and I don't suffer fools gladly. Therefore, I am a scientist, a magistrate, a politician, an orator, and a crusader. People also say that I'm aloof, rather austere and emotionally detached. But I'm also known to be quite ruthless and even cruel in getting what I want. The professor, Cal. If the energy is positive, the best way to deal with the situation at the moment is to use cold, objective analysis. This is not the time to get emotionally involved or use your intuition. What is needed for you is to take a long, cold look at what's happening in your life at this particular moment. Take any complex or vague problem and break it down into manageable chunks. This is a time for detached thinking. Be the judge, evaluate the value of the elements of your life, what works and what's good and what doesn't work and needs ruthlessly pruning back. Take stock, make an audit of where you are in your life or any particular concern. Weigh it up. Come to some conclusion and then make an action plan in logical steps and clear goals with a time set for achieving those goals. Avoid dreamy, inconclusive, muddy thinking, keeping an emotional distance, stopped drifting. Work it out. What aspects of your life come to serious organization or need serious organization? What can you apply the cold light of logic to? What do you need to take part, scrutinize and evaluate, and what needs getting rid of? So if you pick the professor, then that's what it's showing you if the energy is positive. Now, if you pick the professor and the energy was negative, Kadar's telling you that you're taking the negative aspects of the professor. Kadar's saying that you're too emotionally distant and too rigid in your thinking. You need to balance this with some of the qualities of the professor's sister, the siren. You need to be more intuitive, let go a bit, and feel as well as think. Being logical and structured allows you to see clearly. However, we need to balance this with the ability to take risks and trust our intuition, or we can become a little stale and fail to see the exciting possibility and potential which lies outside of our logical thinking. Sometimes you do have to be quite ruthless to achieve your goals, but should you do this at the expense of others' feelings? Are you feeling emotionally cold? What can you do to put you back in touch with your emotional self? Is your thinking a little bit too much on track and a little predictable and safe? How can you take a risk? And perhaps you should listen to your dreams and trust your intuition more. You can always work it out later. So if you picked the professor, those are the two things that you can do there. Cool dude. We'll come back in a minute and read what the siren says. In the meantime, I'm going to see who's on. So I'm on Smart TV. Okay, let's go back. Cole's Place. Hi, everyone. Joanne. Hi, Tim. Tricia. I chose the Gypsy Queen, and it's right. I'm a plodder and overindulgent. Very good. Emma, 38 watching. There you go. I'm on a smart TV but need to go to the phone to read comments. Can I comment from a TV? I don't think you can. I think you need a phone to comment. Unless you have one of those smart TVs where you can put a Bluetooth keyboard, then I think you might be able to. But most people watch on TV and comment on the phone, I think. Hi, Tim and everyone. Happy New Year, says Tracy. Siobhan says, have been nursing end-of-life patients for many years, have witnessed many things that science can't explain. Exactly. New Year hasn't started. Good for me, but found out today my brother has a bone infection. Oh, dear. Well, Tracy, I hope everything goes well for you there. So now let's go and find out about the siren. Here we go. This is the siren talking, not me. I'm known as the siren, and I live a life of intuition and dreams. I trust my unconscious to take me along its current, and to me the experience of the journey is more important than the destination. My dream wheel connects to something greater and leads me to my destiny. Daydreaming is good, and my world is filled with images and poetry. I am the siren, and I trust my emotions. I'm proud of my emotional sensitivity, and I understand others through experiencing their emotion. I experience the world through my emotions and have deep feelings of wanting to help those who suffer. I believe that all core, we are all one. Some say that I can never truly achieve anything in the real world because my head is so much in the clouds. Some say I can never really achieve anything because I get emotionally attached. Some say that I'm too idealistic and lack the organization to achieve my goals. So if you pick the siren and the energy is positive of your gift, it's time to trust your intuition. Now, what does that actually mean? It's time to listen to your dreams, to retreat to your inner world, and to listen to the quiet inner voice. Trust this inner voice, and it will lead you to your destiny. This is the time to relate to others through your emotions. Our emotions give us the strongest experiences, and it's time to empathize and resonate with the world on the level of your emotions. You can always trust your feelings. If they're positive, they're leading you towards positive results. If they're negative, they're telling you that you're on the wrong path. This is not a time for logical thinking. It's not analysis, but intuition that will lead you to your goal. There is no time to emotionally cut yourself off. You need a deep emotional contact with others, and you need to get in touch with your own inner emotions. Think of a practical way that you can work with your intuition. Think of a practical way that you can listen to your inner voice and your dreams. And think of a practical way that you can become more emotionally engaged. And if the energy is positive when Kadar picked up the gift, the siren, here Kadar's telling you that's just a little too dreamy by nature, and this is not time to drift through life trusting fate. It's also true that you can become over-emotional, and that these emotions, when they take over, can sometimes cripple your development. You need to balance this normal self with a little of the structured thinking and emotional distance of the professor. Again, the opposite, the brother. Are you drifting a bit? Perhaps it's time to sit down and logically work out a plan. Stop neglecting things, hoping they'll sort themselves out. They never do. If you're feeling a little emotionally vulnerable at the moment, feelings are useful barometers that show you if you're pointing in the right direction. Positive feelings mean you are, and negative feelings show you're not. However, it's dangerous to let these feelings take over. Get some emotional distance. Think about it as a structured way rather than relying on your hunches. Mr. Mercury. This is the one I picked the first time I did it. I am Mr. Mercury, and I am hot. My life is so busy, and I never seem to have enough time in the day to get everything done. I lead from the front, and all others follow. I'm always in the spotlight, and I would not want to be anywhere else. I'm full of energy and constantly challenging myself. I pride myself on being a creative person, and there's nothing I like better than to realize my ideas in the real world, because I am always involved in exciting projects. Some say that I'm a thrill seeker, but I ask you, what's wrong with that? The more excitement I can get in my life, the more I feel that I'm living. At the same time, it is said that I'm quite self-centered and selfish. I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing that I fail to acknowledge the achievements of others. I can be hot-headed, impulsive, and a little unpredictable at times. I'm great at starting things, but find it difficult to follow through, so I do tend to leave a trail of unfinished projects behind me. And that's that word, finished. If the energy is positive from Mr. Mercury, you're given tremendous energy and creative power. It's time to step up and take the lead. Time to put yourself in the spotlight. All eyes are on you at the moment. People are interested in what you're doing. Mr. Mercury is giving you unlimited inspiration and energy to turn your ideas into something real. This is a great time to realize any creative endeavor, to start a new project, to launch a new business. It's a time to get enthused. I don't think I've ever used that word before, enthused. Enthused about everything you do, and time to assert yourself and time to take the lead. This is not time for plodding along. It's time to be dynamic and turn ideas into reality. What new projects are you waiting to start? What do you feel the most enthused about at the moment? Where's your energy coming from? Think of something creative you can do now, and where is the spotlight? It's over there. Cool dude. If the energy is negative for Mr. Mercury, it's great being creative and energetic. However, sometimes you need to turn off all that creative energy and turn it into something real in the material world. The problem with creative people is they constantly seek novelty and find it difficult to follow through. There you go. This means that they leave a trail of unfinished ideas behind them. What they need is some of the positive qualities of the Gypsy Queen. Slow down, live in the present moment, roll up your sleeves and get stuck into the more mundane, practical work. All of this creative energy will lead to nothing if you don't take time to turn it into something real. You may well find that you're losing your temper and getting more agitated at the moment. Do others find you difficult to handle? Slow down and ground yourself. So if you pick Mr. Mercury and the energy is negative, pick up on what the Gypsy Queen's doing. Talking of the Gypsy Queen, I am the Gypsy Queen. I live in the here and now and have both feet on the ground. I live in the material world. I like things that I can touch, things that are real. I enjoy feeling rooted. Family and close friends are important. My home is filled with beautifully crafted objects, and my garden is my way of keeping in touch with Mother Nature. I like these fine things, good food and drink. I'm a warm, open and trustworthy sort. I am very dependable and practical and like working with my hands. I'm methodical, and always get the job done. There you go. People tell me that I can be a bit too methodical. Even to the point of plodding along rather than in a predictable manner. I guess another fault is that my love of luxury can lead to overindulgence. My love of luxury, there you go. If the energy is positive coming from the Gypsy Queen, now it's time to get the job done. Anything where you're working on a practical project is well starred, particularly if you're using your hands. This is also a time to concentrate on home and family, or to get outdoors and get in touch with nature. It's also a time to enjoying the fruits of your labour. There we go, fruits of my labour. What practical project can you work on? Think of something that you can do to ground you or put you in touch with nature. Indulge your senses and live in the present moment. Be mindful of the moment you are in. And if the energy is negative from the Gypsy Queen, although you pride yourself on your ability to get the job done, you also have a tendency to plod along. What's more, after a hard day's work, you do have the tendency to treat yourself, and this tendency can lead to overindulgence, can it not? You need some of the fiery passion of your opposite, Mr. Mercury. It's great to have the security of knowing just what's happening in your day-to-day existence, but it's important to take a few risks now and then, or your life becomes stale and predictable. Get outside your comfort zone. Combat the tendency to loll around and indulge yourself. Get out there and burn off some energy. Okay. Each of the objects of the 5 gifts. That's what we're coming to now, but I'm going to see what you guys are saying. Swing low, sweet chariot. There was loads of stuff coming in there. I've been nursing, we did that one. Tracy, we did that one. Thank you, Tim, you're welcome. GT says, evening. Ruth, I've taken out our black Labrador for a walk. It's freezing, oh dear. Evening, Tim, says Chris Godfrey. Picture just froze here. Did it freeze there as well? Trust your gut instincts, says Siobhan. Tim is not here in the someone else and not frozen here, Anne. Okay. There we go. I've got to go, Tim, and everyone else take care. See you, Tracy. Michelle T, good evening. Shirley, has Mr. Mercury got traits if ADHD? Possibly. Bye, sweet Tracy. Just come on. Tim's cold on the balcony. It is cold on the balcony, actually, and it's dark. And last time I was on the balcony at this time, all you could see was the beginning of my face because I had one light shining right in my face. Magic McKay, Sir Tim, hope you're good. We are, thank you. Spotlight outside the sun. Gut instinct, there you go. Can you tell me the lottery numbers, please, Tim? I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 99. Usually 5 or 6 of them, but they're all in there. Yes, I'm the Gypsy Queen, exactly. You don't need it, Sir Craig. Magic McCain's definitely got a voice for the telly. So I'm going to win the lottery or not, says Vinny. Of course you're going to win the lottery. Just don't know when. Emma Kelly, so much good advice. Thanks, Tim. Very grounding. I thought it was actually quite good. It starts off a bit slow, but it does actually get into it with that, with the four Kadars. Basically, it's just like four ways, four sort of like what they call it, traits that you have. So, Mr. Mercury, with that. So these are the 5 gifts. We're going to go to the 5 gifts now. So we're going to start with the Heart, Ladder, Flower, Money Box, House. Why is he doing it in a different order? So each of the objects represents something different. The heart represents relationships, emotions, and passion. The ladder represents ambition and our place in society. The flower represents health and well-being. The money box, safe or bag, represents money or the material concerns. And the house represents your domestic security, home, family, and ancestry. Each of these can have a positive or negative aspect. If Kadar uses his light hand, the energy is positive. It indicates something that you should head towards. If he uses your dark hand, the energy is negative. This means that it's an opportunity to deal with a negative block that's holding you way back. So there's no such thing as negative energy. It's just blocking the positive energy. Each object is different for each Kadar. The professor takes an analytical, cold and calculated view of feelings, ambition, well-being, wealth and family. The siren has an emotional and intuitive approach to feelings, ambition, well-being, wealth and family. And Mr. Mercury has a spontaneous and fiery expression of feelings, ambition, well-being, wealth and family. The Gypsy Queen is grounded rather than matter-of-fact about feelings, ambition, well-being, wealth and family. Represented by the money bank, the ladder, the heart, the flower, and the house. So, let's go to the heart now, the heart of the matter. Chink. So, as you can see here, the heart is in the bottom, one of the 5 gifts of the Kadar. They look slightly different on each of the ones. The professor has got sort of a crystal jewellery heart. The siren has got a heart in a locket. Then Mr. Mercury's got a fiery heart, and the Gypsy Queen has got a strawberry. There you go. That's all you need to know about Gypsy Queens. The heart indicates that emotional relationships are highlighted at this time. Feel connected and open your heart. If the positive energy, the light hand picked the gift, this indicates that relationships are a source of pleasure and emotional growth. Your path lies in this direction, so pay attention to your emotional life and seek warmth and companionship. The heart is symbolic of love, so close relationships are particularly important. However, the heart can be understood in a broader context, as it symbolizes positive relationships in general, so it can indicate a deeper relationship with friends, work colleagues, and just people you meet. It means that having an open heart, the heart can also be taken to mean the abstract feelings of love and connectedness. You can feel love in almost any situation, and feelings of love can be applied to anything. Love is a feeling of connectedness. There is no separation between you and that which is not you. Love is loss of ego. The heart also talks about passion for other people, for things, activities, and for life. So, if it's positive, open your heart to love. Think of a time when you felt love. How does it feel? Intensify the feeling in your imagination and apply it to your current experiences. Concentrate on your relationships and be passionate. If, on the other hand, the dark side has chosen the heart, it indicates that your relationships are a little frosty. Perhaps you are too distant from your own emotions and your feelings for others. When Kadar chooses the heart with the dark hand, he's warning you that energy is not flowing through the heart and what you need to do something to address this. The advice given for the above light hand also applies here. If what In what way are you cutting yourself off from your own feelings? What can you do to address this? In what way are you cutting yourself off from feeling connected with others? How can you reconnect? And what can you do? That will help you feel less isolated, more connected, and more passionate in general? There you go. The ladder is concerned with your ambition. You may or may not be aware of what lies at the top, but you only need to step onto the next rung. There you go. The positive energy, using the right hand, means you're in the right direction, that the flow of energy is facilitating you in reaching your goals. All you need to do is to work in this flow of energy, and it will just take you to your destination. Feel where the power is, what feels good, follow the flow, follow your ambitions with real energy, and they will be achieved. There is no top up to the ladder. There can be no top to the ladder, no end to your ambitions. You don't get overwhelmed. Concentrate on only the next rung of the ladder. There you go. Good advice. In the negative or the dark hand, if the ladder was picked, something is limiting your ambition. This could be an incident in the past, even casual comment that someone made to you, something that has grown and festered in your mind and now dictates your current behavior and makes you convinced that your goals can never be reached. Break this cycle. Think of what happened in the past that is limiting you now. Leave it behind. It's a pattern that is no longer of any use to you. There you go. Good advice there. Something happened in the past that is limiting you in the present. What was it? Move on. Adopt a new behavior, one that is relevant to the present. Don't fear the future. Plan the next small step on the ladder of where you want to be. Plan something achievable, no matter how tiny the step. You control your own future. The tiny things you do now make big things happen tomorrow. Cool, dude. Let's take a break before we go to the flower and see what you guys are saying. So much good advice. Thank you. Very grounding. I think that we're all mixture depending on circumstances. I think that's the point, that we all are a mixture of all four. But if you're thinking of something particular, then one of the Kadar may be able to give you some direction of where to go, which I think is pretty good. Mystic Meg has strong competition. I don't know who Mystic Meg is. Do we know who Mystic Meg is? Is she famous or something? Shirley, well done on keeping on. Plus, it's helping me get through the winter months as I want to get back to Las Americas. Good. Vinny, talking to Michelle Ruth. Hello, ladies. Do you need a cuddle? How do you want one? How do you want one you are? I can't work that one out. How do you want one you are? No, can't do it. I know all the words. Hi, Vinny. How are you feeling? Better, I hope. Yes, Vinny, thanks. Look into my eyes, not round my eyes. Can I have a cuddle, please? Vinny. There, Tricia wants a cuddle. Oh, hello, I just joined. What's going on here, then? A bit of mysticism. 1905, Tim. It's way past the hour. Septic Peg. Is that another famous Brit? So we're going to go on to the flower now. So let's do flower. A flower. The flower is concerned with your health, well-being and happiness. Kadar cannot distinguish between the three. So if your gift was the flower and the energy was positive, this indicates that the flow of vital energy is positive. With something of a knowing smile, Kadar would tell you that your chakras are open. Enjoy the sense of well-being and flow of energy. What can you do that makes you feel energetic, healthy and happy? Exercise to keep this energy flowing. You will feel great power of fulfillment from physical exercise at this time. Humbug. I'm just going to go and cook. Now, if the flower was picked with the negative or the dark hand, this indicates there's a blockage of vital energy. This does not have to be serious at this stage, but Kadar's telling you that there's something that needs attending to. You are unhappy because you're out of condition, or you're out of condition because you're unhappy. What are you doing that is depleting your energy? What are you doing that is affecting your well-being? What are you doing that's causing unhappiness? Are there any links? What can you do to change this behavior and allow the flow of energy to be unblocked? Do something, no matter how small, that raises your well-being. Concentrate on the flow of energy. Exercise, get out in the fresh air. It's only for a few minutes. Meditate on how this raises your well-being. Cool dude. And the money box. The money box represents money and any material concerns. The positive, or the light hand, indicates that the flow of material well-being is flowing towards you. All Kadar asks is that you do not get in the way. Keep your outlook positive and expect the flow of material well-being to continue to flow towards you. Have the attitude of material well-being, even if you have to fake it till you make it. Have the positive attitude, dig the channel for the flow of material prosperity. Although Kadar's holding a money box and financial issues are probably the forefront of your mind, remember that this is a symbol too and can refer to anything that is material. Imagine what level of material comfort you would like in the future. Now think of one very simple thing you can achieve now, something that will take you one step nearer to your eventual goal. Consider this. Money does not exist. So what is it that you really want? Now, if it's negative, this indicates the anxiety over material well-being. This could be a lack of money, or it could be something more general, a lack of material security. Ask yourself if you really need what you crave, or can you live easily without it? If it's indeed, imagine exactly what you need, what it will feel like if you had it. Now think of one simple thing that you can do now that will take you nearer to this goal. When you have completed the simple task, ask yourself what simple task you can do from this position that will take you even closer. Keep repeating these little tasks. No single one of them will make you a millionaire, but each one will get you a step closer to your goal. Cool dude. Let's have a look at the house. Dr. House symbolizes home and family, believe it or not. The house represents domestic security. A family is a micro-society that you have a major hand in building. The home and family is a place that you return to at the end of a stressful day to kick back and enjoy the company of those you've chosen to live with. The house also symbolizes your roots. It's a place that grounds you and gives you a sense of place in your life. The house also symbolizes your actual place in the world, what you have attained and made your own. It is a house, but it's also your home, your castle, your sanctuary. The house also refers to family and in a broad sense, your ancestry and your broader family circle, as well as your offspring and future progeny. If the house was picked with the positive hand, all the positive aspects are highlighted. Home and family are great comfort to you. All is well in your domestic situation. It may not always be this way, but you've created a wonderfully stable environment and a warm center of your life. You've heard of the term count your blessings? Well, go ahead. Just do that. Literally list all your positive aspects about your home, your family, what you've already attained. Now, how does that make you feel? Think of an activity you can do that focuses on home. It can be something like a small bit of DIY or as challenging as a relocation. Whatever it is, this will go well for you. Think of an activity that focuses on family and loved ones. It can be something as small as phoning up a relative you've been neglecting to throwing a massive family party. Whatever this is, it'll go well for you. Think about the grounds think about what grounds you and gives you your life real value. And if the house was picked with the dark hand, there are some anxieties regarding home and family, or anxieties regarding your material stability. There are blocks to be removed, and things may not seem to be going too well at the moment. However, Kadar wants you to know that this great celestial carnival is endlessly bountiful. When you hook a duck in a Kadar's sideshow, you always win a prize. Even If this does not seem the way at times, Kadar is urging you to look with wonder and awe at what you have achieved and the foundations you already have. Follow the advice from the 3 previous points that apply here. Take more time to focus on the positives regarding what you've won on the material plane, your position in life, your home, your family. Yeah, it's easy to think of the negatives, but hold on to the positives, no matter how small they may be. Positive feelings move you towards your desires. Kadar hopes that you have a lot of fun and becoming truly illuminated in your conversations with him. With Kadar at your side, you need never be alone. You need never feel a lack of center to your life. So have a good life. Happy Kadaring. Finally, a peek behind the curtain. So you'll see that Kadar not only knows all about you and your path or destiny, is also a complete system for self-improvement and reaching your goals. This may seem odd, and it's presented in such a light and fun way, but it's entirely the point. Pointing yourself in a direction of pleasure and growth should be fun. Kadar says, no pleasure, no gain. But those of you who are suspecting that there's more to Big K than we are letting on, it would be quite right. But as they say, that's for another time. Ladies and jelly spoons, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. This was a little experiment. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you didn't, it's not for everybody. That's also okay. We've still got 34 people watching live. And also, if you're watching this on catch-up, you can skip past the bits. I'll chop the front bit out where I had to run to the door. But I can't do that until it's processed. So it's going to take a while. And then what I'll do is I'll take the recording that I've got and I'll bring it down to a manageable size. So I'm just going to find out what you guys are saying at the end. Sorry I didn't get a chance to open the room, but that's another story. I think you're chatting amongst yours. Well done on keeping on, plus helping get through. We did that one. Ruth Robertson's, we did that one. Thank you. Well, I'll just join. We did that one. Mysticism. Septic Peg. She's a reader for star signs. Okay. Like, what was the guy I know? Russell Crowe. No, Russell somebody other. Shirley, Mystic Meg is from Scotland and predicts the future. There you go. I can predict the future as well. Tomorrow's Thursday. Is Christine okay? She is quiet, Tim. She's got her earphones on. Contemplation is everything. There you go. Keep going, Tim. I'm enjoying it. I've got to go and cook now. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. That was the end of the book. We did get to the end, in fact. So that was good. The 4 cards. And it came in a little leather pouch with a nice little pendulum with a bell on the end. It didn't actually come with this. I got this from somebody else. But that's another story. And here's the leather case with Kadar on it. And I put the book, the cards, and I got a little bit of green base when I'm out and about. And I want to do it out and about. I don't actually use this anymore, but I thought I would for today to give you another insight into something different. As I said, if it's not for you, that's also okay. But if it is for you, that's also okay too. So, let us now relax and contemplate on what we've heard tonight. Let's look at our lives, look at our loves, look at our wishes, hopes and dreams, and make sure that we all follow our hearts. And don't forget, helping others to follow their hearts is fulfilling also. The only reason to look into somebody else's bowl is to make sure they've got enough. Don't judge. Don't be judged. And if there are people out there that judge you, that's their prerogative. Water off a duck's back. So, ladles and jelly spoons, I'm going to finish here now. And we'll see you tomorrow on a walk, maybe, if you want to join us. And Freaky Friday with my mate Webby, and a couple of people are turning up, so you never know. Sorry, Ray, that you called right at the wrong time, but if you got more time next time, you can pop up to the balcony, but it's freezing out there now, and I know you had to get back to Los Cristianos, so if you're watching this later, maybe I'll come to Los Cristianos for a walk tomorrow. In fact, that's where I'm going to go. So at 9 o'clock, I'll be in the car park at the port, getting ready for a walk, and I'll walk around the bay, up to the church, up to the mural, and then back down to the car park. So if anybody's in Los Cristianos tomorrow, that is where I'm going to be, unless something drastic happens. Okay, different and curious. Next time, we might even go into the Spiritus Claritus. Ooh. No, we won't. That's just like a seance kit. The cards are just letters and numbers, so we really need real ghosts for that to work. Cool, dude. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.